So you want to know what happened in the latest state of emergency constitutional case, right? The one involving Dayton Campbell and the Attorney General of Jamaica, but you know, no time. I get it and I got you. Here are 5 key takeaways from the case in under 5 minutes. I'm Dion Jackson Miller. Thank you so much for joining me courtside. Time for tea. Number 1, for 55 years after independence in 1962, Jamaica only had 3 states of public emergency. 1967, West Kingston, 1976, various parts of Jamaica, and 2010 in Tivoli Gardens. But since 2018, up to the time of the court case, there had been 17. 2. The courts have said consistently high rates of crime in Jamaica over a period of years can't be used as a justification to impose a state of public emergency. Now, the Oxford Dictionary says an emergency is a serious, unexpected, and potentially dangerous situation requiring immediate action. And the court said there's logic and good sense in the assertion that a state of affairs which persists over a period of years cannot properly be described as an emergency. So they said the states of public emergency that had been declared by the Governor General between January 2018 and February 2023 had not been declared for a purpose specified in the Constitution, so they were inconsistent with the Constitution and therefore void. Number 3, the court said its analysis of crime stats from the police showed that the emergency measures did not always achieve the objective of reducing crime. For example, the evidence of Deputy Commissioner of Police Blake is that while there was a 50% reduction in crime for January 2023, there was a 22% increase in murders in February 2023, and that's when there was a state of public emergency in effect in St. Ann. The court also quoted from statistics from St. James and West Kingston and concluded that contrary to DCP Blake's assertion that the states of public emergency reduced murders and shootings, the court says the stats don't bear that out, and the court said this is a clear indication that the measures did not always achieve a reduction in crime. Number 4. The court recognized that the ultimate aim of the government in imposing the states of public emergency was to curb crime, which the court said was and still is out of control. But the problem was how the government tried to achieve that. The court said, look, democratic rights may be restricted if we need to ensure public safety and public order, but whatever the government does has to be reasonable, it has to be demonstrably justified, it can't be arbitrary, unfair, or based on irrational circumstances, and the right should be impaired as little as possible, and the actions should be proportionate. Can't use a sledgehammer to kill a mosquito. Give you an example. A state of public emergency imposed for the entire parish of St. Ann, although the police identified the problem areas as being in northeastern St. Ann. So the court said that parish-wide imposition of a state of public emergency was an unnecessary restriction on freedom of movement, the right to protection from search, the right to freedom of peaceful assembly, the right to liberty, and the right to due process. Number 5, rolling states of public emergency are unconstitutional and breach the constitutional principle of separation of powers. The government had imposed several so-called rolling states of public emergency. They would impose a state of emergency for 14 days, and when it expired, they would wait a few days and then impose another one in the same area. They were doing that because the government can declare a 14-day state of public emergency, but if they want to extend it, they have to go Parliament and get opposition support, and the opposition had said, we're not supporting any more extensions. And the court said that these rolling states of public emergency was a method of circumventing the constitutional provisions and process. So what's the outcome of all of that? 14 states of public emergency that had been declared between 2018 and 2023 were found to be unconstitutional by the court and were held to be void. In other words, as if they never existed. Gonna have to leave it there. I'm Dion Jackson Miller. Thanks so much for joining me courtside. Watch the full video. It's on my YouTube page. I'll link it below and at the end. Thanks again for watching. Back to my tea.